Fraud is such an ugly word.
Theft, robbery, fraud.
Fraud! Have our gambling fraud wish list about 2 months ago.
Fraud and falsity. You put them up to this?
I don't know that if you report a fraud to the lot.
It's a complete fraud.
We went to her office party.
We've been a fraud for a long time, Mary.
The unrest comes as authorities have been accused of fraud.
I can tell you what I don't want to be in life. That's a fraud.
I'm accusing you of academic fraud.
Fraud is such an ugly word. Considering the...
All right, where do we start? Theft, robbery, fraud, taxes.
To shoot the traitor! Liar! Faker! Fraud! Ready! Aim!
He rose to the top of our gambling fraud wish list about 2 months ago. Now, what he does has nothing to do with luck.
You gotta buy fraud and falsity. You put them up to this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't deny it.
Oh.
Did you know that if you report a fraud to the lotto, you get 10% of the winnings?
Miss Bell, anesthesiologist. The woman's a complete fraud.
We went to her office party, you idiots.
And I believe she hit on me that night.
We've been a fraud for a long time, Mary.
Oh, yeah? Why didn't you tell me?
A day of demonstrations in Russia. The unrest comes as authorities have been accused of fraud throughout the country's election.
Pictures out of...
Well, I can tell you what I don't want to be in life. That's a fraud. I want to know it's not just dumb luck that gets me around.
One thing I'm looking forward to in this next 4 years is putting that fraud Duval in his place.
That you requested to be transferred here, is that true? Because, not being funny, but most of the DIs will give their right arm to being fraud or a cushy number like that, do you know what I mean?
We have got a lot on our plate right now.
We got that big insurance fraud case. This just isn't the best time to be...
Don't stand there and tell me that. She's married to a guy for years, up to his ass in phony real estate and bank fraud, and you want to tell me she...
Days in a federal penitentiary. Stop telling me how to do my job. Do I tell you how to commit fraud? Deny coverage to terminally ill?
A man who had no foot. Her fraudulent claims about not reading fiction, I find offensive. She's masquerading as a pop...
Their fraudulent marriage and our father's denial of this other son was for Chris.
Referred by him, Detective Lantos. Well, I'm calling regarding a fraud case.
Computer proved I was innocent. Martin was arrested for fraud, tampering with evidence, and obstruction of justice.
I will be contacting my...
is an industry that has perpetrated the biggest fraud on the American public in history. They've killed millions and millions.
Well, if they'd use the postal system, then it's mail fraud and we can go after them. Otherwise, there's not a lot.
Tom. Sir, how are the conspiracy and fraud charges related to the deaths of Lamar Blackburn and...
Anybody? Go on, you old fraud.
Tell me what mother hasn't had a hard life. Or you're going on a journey. I feel like a fraud.
Not just online fraud stuff, I get it. You gotta dig deep.
What's going on?
Your husband is under arrest for immigration fraud.
Here, take your money, man.
Well, if it isn't Mrs. Sigmund Fraud.
My door is always open.
Miracle on the Hudson. Sully Sullenberger, who are you? A hero or a fraud?
You are a fraud.
A fraud is someone who is pretending to be something he isn't.
No one cares about them. It's impossible. What's going on? If we trade in real bonds, it's not bank fraud.
Yes, of course it is. Besides, those